Alright guys, welcome to another electronics video. In this video we are fixing the charging port on this ASUS notebook. Model number is UX31A notebook PC. Now this is a nice little laptop for a customer who's required and asked us to change the charging port on the motherboard here. So what I've gone ahead and done is removed the motherboard from the casing of the laptop, and we can examine this. So the model number of this motherboard reads, which is here, UX31A2 main board, and the charging port for this is over here. So if we can get you to zoom in, and we will have a look. If we can get that to have a look inside here. There, so you see how that is broken inside there. You got the, well, this whole thing is falling apart, so so we'll go ahead and replace this. I'll show you the method that I do. Pretty straightforward, no fancy tools required for this. Aluminium tape, a couple of flux, soldering iron, hot air station, and I'll show you how to do this. So let's begin. Let's do that. Okay, so let's begin by masking this area with the aluminium tape. So the area that we'll be working on is this, and I really want to protect this USB that's on this side, so I don't want to burn that. We'll just get this on. So I use aluminium tape over Kapton tape quite a fair bit. I feel with the Kapton tape I'm not able to use it as effectively and efficiently as I want, whereas the aluminium tape, it's a lot cheaper actually, and it's actually a lot better for me to use this. Goes on and it molds a lot easier, it's stickier, and it just feels a lot better overall. So yeah, hence why I use this one. So there we go, mask it up, and we will find the correct charging port. So I've gone ahead, rumble through my charging ports, and I think this is the one that mirrors this very closely. So we will have a look at that. Yep, that looks about right. And again, the way I do this is on the edge of the table. I put that there, and then I heat from underneath, take that out, clean the socket, apply fresh solder and paste onto that, and we remove that from the board. So before we do anything like that, I will bring this here, and there's too much shininess going on here. Anyways, so you can see that. I'll bring my flux in. Again, the flux that I'm using is Amtech halogen free NC559.ASM, and this one's quite good. I use this for most of my applications, and so I just apply a little bit here, and let's see how we go with that. This is quite relatively easy to remove, it's not very tricky, but I tend to apply a bit more fresh solder to the area first before I do anything. That's only because I want to lower the melting temperature of the onboard solder. And the solder that I'm using is just from J-Car, Duratec by Sonar, 60% tin, 40% lead, and it's a 0.7 millimeter. And so hopefully you can see that. I'm using a bigger tip because I want more heat dissipation to go through. And if you had a lower melting, lower temp solder, you could use that here and that would work as well. But I don't have that, I've run out. So I'll use this. Okay. And now I'll position you on the edge of the table, so that's how it's going to sit, just like that, just there. And let's turn the got my hot air station set at 450 degrees Celsius at an air speed of 60. And what I will do is I'll come away from it just like that, and okay, same thing just here, just like that. Grab your tweezers, don't tug away at it too quickly. You want it to have enough heat on it. There we go, so it's loose already. So we can remove that. That's out. You see how quick that was? You can see where that is. It's here. Okay, and then put this away. Bring this back into focus. At this point, I'll grab the new one, and you can actually heat that and put this back on, but I do like to clean the area. And so that's the new one. You can see. Okay, so that's the new one. That's the old one. Let's match it up. I'll give you the links to where you can buy this. And it's exactly the same. So now, let's go ahead with cleaning this area. Let's move you there. Again, just fresh solder. I don't apply too much heat to the motherboard unnecessarily. If you don't need to, don't do it. I try to keep it relatively as simple as possible. And you can actually use solder wick for this. I'll try it. I'll just prefer to use the sucker at all at one time. It's a lot easier that way. You can try the flux, which is sorry, the let's grab a cutter. Get rid of that. And let's give that a go. And see if that sucks it up. There we go. And then just work together. Be patient at this stage. Don't probe and pry away at the port, and make sure you are moving the solder alongside with the braid. Let's do that. And some of them can be stubborn, so what you do is you just apply a bit more fresh solder to the area, and that should suck it all up. You can see that. There we go, one side's all clear. And there can be some stubborn ones, especially with the PS4 and 5 controller ones. And so this one being a little bit stubborn, there's always one or two that don't want to come off. Just apply a bit of that. Bring this back in. And again, just hold it in place. Just like that. And there you go. It's clean. And just try this one here. Okay, and the other way you can do this is, again, apply a bit of solder to the area. And the other way you can do this is just bring your sucker in, apply there, and suck away. See how that's come off? Again, in the area. There we go. Okay, so that's nice and clean there on both sides. Alright, apply a bit of flux. So actually, before I do that, I do want to clean this area out a little bit. So let's grab our Q-tip and straighten this out a little bit here. It's funny how they put a little bit on the edge here. It's so flimsy that it can actually break off. Alright, let's grab the new port. Remember how it went. Okay, like that. Okay, and that's sitting quite flush. Okay, so let's begin. Let's give this area a bit of a clean with IPA. And this sits on top like that. Alright, that's good. And you can see it pushes right way through. Let's get rid of this. Don't need that right now. And just align it the best of you can. It might be just easier just doing it like that. Just like that. Hopefully you can see. There you go. Bit of flux. This literally shouldn't take this long. It should have been. It can be done like within 5 minutes or so, but it's just taking a little bit longer. Bring your solder in, and I tend to just tack 1 or 2 of them in, just like that, just so it holds it. And grab my tweezers, apply a bit on that edge, bit on that edge, and apply away. They make it so narrow on the edge of the connector, it's nearly impossible to solder enough on to be confidently say that it's going to stay. Alright, here we go. Put an IPA, give it a clean. Take your time when you're doing these sort of stuff. Don't rush into it, because you're going to end up breaking something or damaging something. And there you have it. Nice and clean. Let's clean my desk a little. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Okay. That. And that. And what I'll do is I'll plug it up into the laptop, and let's restart the video once it's inside the laptop and see what the results we get. Okay, so I've gone ahead and placed the motherboard back into the laptop, and now it's time to test. I've got the right connector for this. Plug that up and press the power button, and there we go. Got a backlight on here, if you can see that. Alright, laptop's powering on. There we go. Fan spin. And we're on boot screen, so that's good. So we know that the laptop's working. It's taking 0.859, 900. And there we go. So it's definitely charging. I've got a charge light on here as well, which is great. And there you go. So remember what we did? We took the motherboard out of the laptop. We diagnosed that it was the charging port that was faulty. The description that we had from the customer was slow to charge, and we found that the charging port was faulty. We preheated that, and then we heated the charging port out of the motherboard and placed a new one from here back into the motherboard and tested it, and it's all fine. So hopefully this video has helped somebody out there, and thank you for watching.